Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got 3 replays for you in the little leopard that could. This is the Tier 5 VK 1602, is it? Yeah, VK 1602 Leopard. The little Tier 5 German light tank. Now this tank is a little bit special in a way because at Tier 5 it has the same cannon that the Lux has. So it's got a 30cm cannon, which is basically, for all intents and purposes, a machine gun. And it goes, or should I say, it goes, just demonstrating, you know, as you have to do in this thing. And it is a hell of a lot of fun to play. It's got 2 guns, okay? So the stock gun is the 30cm off the Lux. So, you know, the pop gun, the machine gun. It does also have its top gun, which is a 50mm gun, which is also a pretty damn nice gun. And you're going to see the 50mm gun in action in this first replay. Is it the gun I recommend you'd use? Yeah. Yeah, it is. I mean, if you're going to play this thing properly and you want to try and have consistently good games, you are going to run this 50cm. Why? Because you have... Well, your penetration for a Tier 5 on your standard round is only 100, which is not good. But you have 130 pen on your premium rounds, which is still not great at Tier 5, especially when you're facing Tier 7s, like you're going to see in this game. But you can still make it work, and it's absolutely rapid rate of fire too, and it's pretty damn accurate, which is nice. This gun generally is a pretty nice gun, except for the penetration being absolutely garbage. Add to that you don't have the problem that you have with the 30cm cannon, right? And that is the max ammo range. So this has the same max ammo range as pretty much every gun in World War II from Tier 5 up. And that is 720 meters. And you might be going, ammo range? What are you talking about? Well, the 30cm cannon that this tank gets cannot fire very far. So basically, there's a lot of times that you might have things at the edge of your view range and you cannot fire at them. You can't pen them, you won't hit them. Because the max ammo range of it is literally 400 meters. So if something is over 400 meters away from you with the 30cm cannon, you will not be able to hit it. As you can see, we're shooting at this Valiant. He was 413 meters away. If I had the 30cm there, I could not hit him. So you've just got to bear that in mind, which is where that 30cm can be really awkward, as well as the pen being not very good too. But yeah, this 50cm cannon is pretty damn nice, and the little Leopard that could, you know, this little Tier 5 light tank is a pretty damn nice light tank at Tier 5. You can run around, have a lot of fun with it. It's a big boy, and being a big boy, it can actually ramble the light tanks pretty damn nicely too, by the way, which is something that, you know, you can use to your advantage. And you have 360 meters view range, which for a Tier 5 light is pretty good. You can set that up with optics, have situational awareness, born leader, etc. And you'll get it up to about 461 meters view range, which is really, really good. And it will help you to do your light tank lead duties. And it's definitely a flanker and a spanker, and you will have some good times with this thing. And it's just, I think, for a Tier 5 light tank, it's just a pretty fun tank to play, really. And having the flexibility of deciding, you know, you can have a pretty decent gun for a light tank at Tier 5 in the 50cm, or you can just have some absolutely hilarious moves with a machine gun. I think that's pretty nice, and that goes for the Leopard. So what do I run in terms of a crew in the VK 1602 Leopard? Well, I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Camouflage Expertise, Muffled Shot, Steady Aim, Snapshot, Run and Gun. All the gun perks to make this gun as good as it can be. The Camouflage Expertise and Muffled Shot to make sure that I've got some pretty good camo, as you want to have in a light tank. And then the other 4 perks are what I would generally always take anyway. And in terms of equipment, I run the Advanced Concealment, which is the Camo Net, the Vertical Stabilizers, and Optics. That way I can spot for myself as a light tank, and I'll have as good a gun as I can possibly have with the vert stabs, and again, as good a camo as I can possibly get, so I can get some good spotting out at times and not get shot at as a light tank. So as you can see in this first game so far, with the 50cm gun, we have got 1500 damage with 337 assistance. And we just did dirty things to that poor turretless TD. It's a turretless TD. It's never going to go well for him when you're going against a little speedy light tank. We managed to keep ourselves on his side and basically just keep farming away. This T-29 is trying to get his gun round, and thank goodness me that he did not shoot at us there. And we managed to shut down the Tier 7 heavy tank because we got some shots into his rear. You can see with this 50cm, it's going to have problems. We've only got 16 rounds of premium left. This gun fires very, very quickly, and you only have 64 rounds, I think it is. Yeah, 64 rounds. This tank needs more ammo, because you will run out a good amount, especially if you have to fire a lot and carry a lot, you will run out of ammo. So it's something to bear in mind that sometimes you might have to be a bit careful about where and when you're firing this gun, so that you're not just running out of ammo and then not being able to help your team. So as you can see, there's only 2 tanks left. There is the heavy tank, which is a Tiger 1, and then there's the medium tank, which is a Panzer 4H, and we're trying to get up here to help this heavy tank as quickly as possible, and unfortunately the Tiger 1 shuts down our Tiger 1, and I decide, you know what, I fire quickly. This Tiger 1, we're just going, and look, we fortunately bounced the Tiger 1 off our light tank. Now we're going on the Panzer 4H, who I thought was running away, and it's like, oh god, the Panzer 4H ain't running away. He gets a little ram into us, which means he's guaranteed to kill us with the shot, and unfortunately he does end up shutting us down. We were so fortunate to bounce that Tiger 1. I mean, 50-50 whether he was going to kill us, but yeah. Finished with the victory, 4 kills, 2.4k damage, nearly 373 assistance. The Ace Tanker, the All-X medal for killing, is it 3 tanks, 2 tiers higher as a light tank, which was, you know, the T29, the T25 AT, and the Tiger 1. And we came top of the team with nearly 1800 base XP. A pretty damn nice game, like I say, for the Leopard with that 50cm gun. And once again, it shows you what the 50cm gun can do. You're not going to really do much to people's fronts, but you are a light tank, so technically you're expected to go around the flanks, and it can work there. I mean, even against some of the tier 7s, though, even 130 pen around some of their sides is not going to work. So it's just a bit awkward with the penetration. Now, these next 2 replays are with the meme gun, and this gun is memey. It's a hell of a lot of fun to play, and it's extremely satisfying as well when it works. Now, there is one thing I'll say with the crew that I did tell you in the last replay. That's the crew that I definitely take all the time, but what I did with this crew for these next 2 replays, or it might have only been for this replay, but I can't remember, is I basically got rid of muffled shot and put in Deadeye, because the amount of shots that are going to be hitting people, because I think when you're firing 1 bullet, it's like firing 2 or 3 in a burst. We'll see when it fires. Yeah, you can see there's quite a few rounds go out in a burst. So I'm likely to damage modules with this gun, or I've got more chance of damaging modules because I'm putting more rounds into people into a quick succession. So I run Deadeye for that reason, just like you would on, you know, any of the autocannons or the 30mm autocannons that you have on secondary weapons in, like, Cold War, for example. So I just put out, yeah, Deadeye for the memes, essentially, so that I have the chance of maybe ammo racking people or just setting them on fire is the bigger chance, really. And yeah, this gun is memey. Like I say, it has massive drawbacks. Number 1, penetration. The standard pen is 95, and you're going, well, that's only 5 less than the top gun. Sure, that's fine. But it's 110 on the premium rounds, which is just a struggle in Tier 7 games. It doesn't work very often in Tier 7 games. It really does struggle in those games, because the penetration at 110 is pitiful. 110 pen even struggles at Tier 5 a lot. You have to really pick and choose what you're firing at and where you're firing at certain tanks. And there are certain tanks at Tier 7 that you won't pen with 110 penetration, so it's something to bear in mind. And the other big drawback, like I say, naturally, is the 400 meters of ammo range. So like you're going to see in the next replay, and I don't know if you'll see it in this replay, you might not, I don't know, is that there are times where you will be looking at someone and you will not get a penetration indicator, and that is because they are over 400 meters away, and you cannot shoot, hit, or pen people that are 400 meters, over 400 meters away. So that is something you really have to be very, very careful of. So, as you can see so far, we've managed to get 883 damage in this game. We're up to 612 assistance as well. We managed to finish off the little Leopard who could, and we are now going after this T67. We are basically reloaded, and unfortunately, just as I was going in on this T67, he ended up ammo racking me, which meant that my reload got reset going in. It's really awkward. I probably preempted a little bit too soon going in on the T67. I should have guaranteed I was loaded before I went in. But hey-ho, we know there's a duck tank coming after us, and unfortunately we are reloading forever. And then we just catch a shot from the T67 as well. That's a sad, sad time. And as you can see, I cannot shoot that Stug. I could not shoot him because he was too far away. We are now loaded, so we unload the clip into the AMX-40, and there's the fire. Set him on fire, finish the duck tank off. I'm sorry, that was cruelty to put to little animals, but then again, we are also a little animal, so all's fair in love and war. That's just nature, folks. Predator takes out the prey, leopard takes out the duck. It's just the way nature goes, isn't it? We're up to 1,636 assistance with 676... Oh, 636... 60, oh my goodness me. 1,636 damage with 676 assistance. We get a nice clip there into that artillery. And now we're just waiting for the reload because I want to kill the arty. And one part of me is going, where did that T-67 go? I swear that T-67 was somewhere over here. And again, once again, the 400 metres away. We could not shoot that artillery because he was over 400 metres. That griller, however, was within 400 metres, so we could shut him down. So we do shut down the griller. We're now going for the one that everyone always wants, because Scoochie's medal is one of the best medals in the game. And now we're loaded. It's like, hello, Mr. AMX 13am. We're, again, keeping our distance because I don't want to get spotted, because naturally he'll just RBRT us probably and finish us off with one shot. I don't want that. But he's starting to run away. We're just waiting for the reload. As you can see, he's at 300 metres away, so we can shoot him if we get the reload in. And unfortunately, we only hit with one of those volleys of because it's basically like a volley, really. It's like an arrow volley when you're shooting this gun. It's like, fire! Get the volley in! And you just see the rounds go flying towards the tank, and then some of them miss, some of them hit at range. Because this gun doesn't work too well at range because of that. We do manage to get in, though, and shut down the MX-13AM, and just as we're going in, it's like, oh no, there's the T-67, don't do it. Thank goodness he missed. Just waiting for the reload now, because we're not quite a one-shot for the T-67, but if he gets lucky in high rolls, we're dead. But, camo. Our camo is really good. We keep him lit. He doesn't keep us lit. And as soon as we get the clip in, we absolutely delete that poor T-67. And we're up to 2.8k damage with 6 kills now. That was our 6th kill of the game. 676 assistance still. 96 rounds of damage, or 66 damage ribbons. Although we did have a fire, so some of those were ticks. And there's now this Type 95. We're trying to get a few shots into him, but it doesn't go anywhere. Well, he just gets behind the ridge just before we get the shot in. We are lighting him up, though, and he starts taking some hits. And I think, you know what? We're going to risk it for a Bourbon biscuit, because screw it, right? We've had a good game. We're just going to unload the clip into him. If we take a hit, we take a hit. And thankfully, he misses a few shots here. And we're just staying below the ridge line. We did get that full clip in, waiting for our reload, but I don't think I'm going to get the kill in here. Or are we? Maybe we will. And no, we won't, because we potatoed some of the shots and we missed. But we do finish the game with a really nice total for the VK 16.02 Leopard. The victory, top of the team, 6 kills, 3,200 damage nearly in a tier 5 light tank, 842 assistance, a lot of credits lost because yes, you do have to fire full gold. The Ace Tanker, Scooch's Top Gun High Caliber, 2.2k base XP, a really nice game for this VK 16.02 Leopard. And yeah, you do have to fire full gold with this machine gun because 95 pen is never going to do anything for you. And to be honest, 110 pen is going to let you down a lot. So you do have to be very, very careful with your rounds in, well, the fact is you're gonna lose silver playing this tank if you play it as a meme. And you have to accept that fact before going in. It's going to happen. That's just the way it is. 110 pen, like I say, it's just not going to work even against a fair few tanks. And that is the best pen you have on this gun. So we're into the third and final replay. We are on this map, which is Lakeville, and I decide to be a light tank. So what we're doing is we are spotting along the JK line. We've got some assistance in. We're just going to go and park ourselves behind this rock now that, well, while we were spotted to not take any hits. We're still lighting the T-3485 up. As you can see, he's still out of range of this cannon. We're up to 1,400 assistance so far, which is pretty damn good, And just, as you can see with the T-14 there, he was just in range, and then he was out of range. And once again, we could not do anything about that T-14. So we're just going to pull back again. You can see we don't have gun depression over the rear of this tank, but we're doing it so that if we do get spotted, we can instantly sprint back to the rock and stay safe. But there doesn't seem to be anything here. So you know what? we are just going to go see if we could light anything up over here. And we end up doing it. We unload some of the shots into the Basotto. It was really lazy, to be honest, because we ended up missing half of the shells there when we could have killed that Basotto, but hey-ho, whatever. We're just waiting for the reload once again so we can try and shut down the T-34, but he ends up getting killed, and we just poke over to see if we could light anything up, but we are not lighting it, that tank up that is sitting over there. It's probably something like a T-67 or something with good camo. And we're just being very, very careful because the shots are raining in. As you can see, if we had the 50cm, we could shoot that T-14, but I can't do anything about it with this 30cm. We just have to be very, very careful because at the minute it's on a bit of a knife's edge. They have won the valley quite easily. And so far, there only seems to be one tank in the town, and there's something at K7. So we end up spotting the artillery. So we just pop the clip into the RT because you don't refuse that. We end up spotting the T-21 and the other heavy tank. We take a hit from the T-21 because what my idea is now that we ended up shooting the artillery, if I drove under their gun line and towards the K line, I would spot the tank that was camping at K56 and maybe he'd get shut down. And I don't think we ended up spotting it, but he did end up getting shut down anyway, so we're in a safe position. Once again, we're up to 1,000 damage with 1,832 assistance. We're just waiting for the reload to come in, and then we can get stuck in ourselves. There's a Jumbo Sherman, which is going to be an absolute pain to ped. We're not going to do too much to a Jumbo Sherman with 110 pen, if I'm honest, from the front. And then there was a T-21. But they have come through the valley into our spawn, because it's team destruction. There is no base. But what I want to do is try and spot the guys that are at C4 for my 2 platoon mates and see if they can get some shots into them, feed me some assistance, and that way we can try and stop the threat that was coming in behind. So we've lit up a champion M4 and this other heavy tank, and as you can see, Randy and Mad are getting the shots into them, which is glorious. And we actually spot a bathtub as well. Leopards don't have baths, alright? We stay unclean round here as a leopard. Get out of here, Mr. Bathtub. Alright? We just... Cats don't like baths, okay? We don't do those things round here. So we get rid of the bathtub. We've managed to get a bit of assistance there for the other two that were there, but not too much, really. And now we've shut those guys down. But once again, our team that were sort of outnumbering them a bit over there have managed to die. So that it's just 4 tanks against 5 now. This game is absolutely on a knife's edge. And we have to rotate once again. We've killed the stuff that came through the valley, and once again, we're going to have to rotate and try and get the stuff that is coming up the 4 line. So once again, I'm going to do my light tankly duty. I tell Mad and Randy, stay back. Keep yourself in a position where you can farm, and I'm going to go and try and light them up if I can. This Rampanzer gets lit up as he's crossing, and we managed to get a few shots in there, which is quite nice. And once again, the Rampanzer is out of my range. I cannot shoot that Rampanzer anymore where he is, which means I can't do anything about him. But he's in a position where he could do something about me. Here comes a VK3601H. I can't pen a VK3601H in the front. And fortunately enough for me, he ends up getting shut down. Now the Rampanzer's looking at me. Again, I can't really do much about the Rampanzer. He is out of my gun's max range, so I can't shoot it. But we can try and light it up again for our friends and see if they can finish it off. We know where 2 or 3 of them probably are. They're probably still at J3. But the Rampanzer is clearly going in towards Randy or Mad, and, well, Randy ends up shutting him down. But now here's the T-21. This is why I love love this tank. You just go, hello! Death. And he's out of here. So now there's only 2 tanks left. It's a Jumbo Sherman and the artillery. So we're just going to wait for our clip to come in so that we can poke round, get some shots in, hopefully find the artillery to kill him. There's the M44. Good night, Mr. M44. And we pop the reload once again. 1,894 damage, 2k assistance. I'm just going to see if I can find this Jumbo Sherman so that possibly something can be done about him. But I'll say the Jumbo Sherman is one that I won't really pen. So I do have to be very, very careful. It's like, where is he? Is he in the valley? So we're going to pop round the corner, see if we can spot him, and we don't light the Jumbo Sherman up. It's like, where is this Jumbo Sherman? Maybe he's camping in the corner at K2. So we're going to go see if we can see if he's camping in this little corner, in this little nook here, because this is one place that they do tend to be sometimes. And he's not here either. Where's the Jumbo Sherman? It's one of those cases of... Where's he gone? Okay. Mr. Jumbo Sherman, where are you? You've got some dying to do now. Leopard with the autocannon wants to machine gun you. It didn't work. We tried, we failed. So what we're going to guess is that he's progressed through the valley and is possibly in our corner. As you can see, me and Matt are going through the middle of the map. Randy's going through the town. So Randy's basically covering the town for view range. If he's not in the town, there's only really one place he can be, and that is in our corner at A2, because the light tank came through the valley along the 2 line, so we know he's not in the valley. So he must be in this corner, right? Surely, it's the only place he can be. And I'm just going to go balls to the walls. It's like, oh, hello there. And thankfully, he's got the derp gun as well. Thankfully, he didn't one-shot me. We get a few shots there into his side. And because we've got his side, that meant that we could actually shoot it and pen it. But now we've got his front, we can't really do too much to that. So we're just hoping he gives us his side. And there we go, he does it again. And we absolutely machine gunned the poor Jumbo Sherman. We're very, very lucky to be alive at the end of the game there, because he could have quite easily one-shot us with the derp gun. We finished with 4 kills, 2.2k damage, 2,000 assistance, a lot of credits lost again. The Ace Tanker, the Crucial Contribution, the Brothers in Arms, the Confederate Medal, the Scout Medal, 2.1k base XP. A really nice game for me, a really nice game for the platoon in general. And it's always great to get a Crucial Contribution. And yeah, just really nice games in the Leopard VK 16.02. And I hope the person that asked for this is quite happy to see it. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
A great success!